Hi guys, you're welcome. Today, welcome to the Knowledge You Get. Today, I'm talking about a very simple idea, but often it's encapsulated in a lot of books. You'll have read the book by Dave Koch, the Pareto Principle 80-20 rule, and maybe you have checked 0 to 1, where Peter was talking about the power law that he also said as the Pareto Principle. So where does this idea start from? It starts from Pareto, whatever I studied that there's 20% of people that own 80% of land in Italy also. So since then, such mathematics and equation have been seen across multiple things. So let me now break it down, bring it down to what we exactly want to focus on today. Like in business, in your life, in your relationship, at least, what does it mean to say the Pareto principle or the power law? So let's take it to the relationship before we go into what I so believe in or what I so know, which is business. So in case you are thinking about it, that in what way does Pareto apply to stuff? If you come to think about it, sometimes when you look at your previous record, like you look the kind of relationship you have been to before, maybe you just find out that majority of the girls that end up dating you, they are skinny or they are stingy or whatever. So that's your own 80-20. Like it's the kind of 20 that gets you the 80% of the results. So that's the math. They say 20% of effort produce 80% of results. Or in another way, 20% of people own 80% of weight. Understand? And Jordan Peterson was quite particular about the idea that it was even crazier than that, that even about 4% of people end up owning about 50% of weight. That is that dispolar. So why am I talking about Pareto and why do you need to pay attention to this? The reason is that, let's say you are running a business and everybody is talking about you getting to Instagram, getting to Twitter, getting to YouTube, getting to this. There are a lot of people telling you 1,000 things to do. Do email marketing, do inbound marketing, do outbound marketing, do that. You see, the first thing you need to pay attention to in business, across many things, many feeds in business, is, let's say, in hiring. Where do you get most of your staff? Is it through Facebook job posting? Is it through a referral? Is it through whatever? Newspaper advert, pasting banner on your road or whatever. Anytime you figure out your 20%, like that your 4% that can produce the 50% of the results, that your 20% that can produce the 80% of the results, you need to hammer down on it. Like most of the people that end up applying for job and getting here are mostly from Facebook advert or through referral. For instance, in our hiring process, what we have noticed is that a lot of people that end up becoming part of us, part of becoming the Futurist family, comes from either a Facebook job posting or from a referral. So if somebody will be part of here, is that we post it generally for Facebook and then they come on board, or we post somebody in-house, which is part of us before, note about their skills, note about their skill set, and then end up refining them to come and join us. And then we do this interview, and then their culture fit, and then we go ahead and work with them. So that's it. And then a lot of time, I don't end up doing much of LinkedIn, talent outing, or this one. I don't end up doing a lot of this crap. I don't end up advertising on radio or whatever that I need this kind of stuff. I end up going exactly to where the talent are, exactly where I'm getting my results. So in our marketing team too, we notice that Instagram is our home base. Like Instagram is our home base. Facebook, we have tried Facebook, we tried email marketing, tried this one. A lot of all those channels do not essentially work for us. But since we are working to and crack the code of reaching out to people on it, we figure out our 20%, that is the so-called 20% that produce 80%, and then also we figure out our 4% that produce 50% of the results. How do we get exactly to do that and get more results? So the Pareto principle or the power law is more about you paying careful attention to the kind of thing that is working for you. So you have a huge product line, let's say 5 product line. And then across those 5 product lines, you notice that one is the most selling. Like first, you need to pay careful attention. Don't try to be pushing the product that will not sell. So you need to pay careful attention to the kind of product that is essentially selling from your stack. Like what are they buying the most? And if you think of Apple today, you think of Apple in terms of iPhone. That's what the majority of people is knowing Apple for. And then for a developer, from developer perspective, we tend to know Apple in terms of MacBooks. So your brand, what can you do to figure out where your 20% that can produce the 80% is? That's the question. Like, and then another particular thing is that your skill set, your skill set. What is the 20% that is within 80% of your result? You understand? When you are leading, when you start having people on board, when you start recruiting people to your team, what is the 20% that's giving the 80% of result? That's the kind of things that you want to pay close attention to and move towards those things. You don't want to be doing those other 80% that really contribute to the result. So you want to, as much as well, quickly automate that part, or quickly outsource it, or quickly hire people to do those parts for you, so that you can focus on the 20% that end up getting those the 80% of the result. I noticed one thing, that strong leadership is one of the things that has worked so well for our business, and it's one of the things that I've been paying attention of both myself and the people that I'm leading too. Like, I want people to move to the 20% that produce our 80% of the result. Like, for instance, now, because some of our leaders are not around these days, the week has been so tough and we're trying to put things together. But because we essentially understand that, we are able to cater for it, we're able to work in light of that. We're able to propel our business in light of that. For instance, just our CIO is not available. We know a lot of hustles that we are going through. And then that is it. That's the exact math. Like, you got to figure out your 20% that will end up producing 80% of your result. Pay attention to the math. 80% is much. It's A. Even if you go to an exam, it's A. And like, if you check it, if you go to your record, let's say when you're in university, there's a lot of the time that you get to know where the majority of the results will come from, of the questions in the exam will come from. Where is the majority of the question in the exam coming from? You have to pay careful attention to all these questions. And that's what will determine your 20%. So whether you are running this food business and you notice that a lot of people order for your rice more than any other food, pay attention to that 20% and scale it. Like, pay careful attention to it and make the rice available. I've seen a lot of people make mistakes about this. You are running a food campaign and then you are trying to make sure that there's rice, there's eba, there's fufu. The same eba that people will not buy, the same food that people will not buy, the same pounded yam that people will not buy. Why? Why do you have to stress yourself? I went to Lagos the other time, this is last year or 2 years ago, and then at one of the, I think it's Computer Village, then I saw this food campaign where they sell purely pounded yam. They just serve you a plate of pounded yam and then they give you the egusi. They ask you which one you want to draw or whatever, and then they give you the egusi, and that's all. That's all. And they're selling like crazy. And I'm looking at it in retrospect, like, look at every other business that tries to sell a lot of things. I'm selling this, I'm selling that. You have a lot of offering, and then you're not having customer. Why? The reason that you're not paying attention to your power load, you're not paying attention to the Pareto principle. In your leadership, in your recruitment, in your product choice, in your tech. We notice that PHP, Laravel, and using React on the front end kind of get us the results quickly. You understand? Then instead of just shooting around, trying Adobe, trying this JS, trying Python, we decided to put all our eggs in one basket by focusing on the stack that got us the results. There's a lot of stack out there. You understand? There's a lot of some people even say it's quite it's quite the thing for you to be this Python advocate or this Node.js advocate in recent time. But because we noticed that it's easier for us to get a PHP talent, and it's also easier for us to get these stacks that we have chosen up and running quickly. So it gets us the result so far. So this is a simpler message. It's not like the previous one where I talk about a lot of things, but this cross across a lot of things, cross across a lot of sectors in your business. Think of your strategy, which of your principle, which of your core principle makes it account for the 20% that produces the 80% of the result, or account for the 4% that produces the 50% of the result. So whatever the case may be, you got to figure that math right. Like, go deep, go down, sit down, strategize, talk with your team, talk with your leaders, and figure out the exact set of things, exact set of principles, exact set of approach, exact set of processes, exact set of frameworks, that account for that 20% that produce the 80% of the result. You understand? And then don't, because something is fast selling or is the current time, is the current thing that is making your 20%, that is accounting for the 20% that makes the 80% of the result, and then neglect the fact that the future is an emotion. Like, you got to transcend to the future. The future doesn't happen by itself. Currently, most of our business most of our business come from some part of our business. Now it's coming, much of it, we have transcended to it coming from technology, coming from, you understand? Some, at a point, most of our revenue come from consulting. Now it's coming from owning product. Like, But if you are saying we have this Pareto and because of that we just sit down on our 20%, you got to know that what you do matter, but what will it account for the next time? What will it do? To what scale can we take that? If we want to focus only on this consulting part of our business, to what scale can we take it? So all those questions are very critical. As of today, we realize what is making 80% of the result. But at the same time, we know that towards the future, that may not be all true anymore. Like the entire core of that may not be true. So as much as possible, as I'm giving you this advice now, Pareto is about figuring out your strength. Whether you're a developer, whether you're a CTO, what best can you do? And then the same thing when you are joining a team, which is a very, very critical point. This is one of the reasons it's very, very essential for you to understand the reason for a team, the reason for you to join a team. So that you can focus on your 20% that can make you produce 80% of yourself. That will allow you to put 80% of yourself into work. If you are focusing on any other part, that means you have less than 20% to offer. If someone like me now is asked to come and do some kind of job, let's say bricklaying or something, I can really do that. That shows that, and it's not. And of course, I'm a man of value. I believe that the most valuable resource is resourcefulness. I'm a man of value. I really want to add value. But if you ask me to come and do bricklaying, I'm most likely not going to be able to do that. In fact, I'm not going to enjoy that for a second. So that's the point. Like, you guys understand, I'm this strategy guy. I'm this guy that I want to be in front and move everybody and all those things. So that is it. Like, I understand my core strength, and that's the 20% that will account for the 80% of myself that I can put into things. 80% of the things that I can do. So you guys will understand across things. What kind of reading structure do you kind of understand that account for 80% of your knowledge? If you are this auditory person, someone that listens to audio, or you are this YouTube video kind of person, or you are this book loving text kind of person, which of them do you notice over time account for 80% of the things that you currently retain? That's how you look at it. I notice that most of the things I currently retain comes from text, actually listening to text and understanding the context of it and going over those words, in total. And that's what accounts for 80% of the things that we're able to retain. So those are the math, and those are you go about it. So I hope you are able to get clarity about what Pareto principle really look like, and then how to implement it across several spheres of your business. Several areas, several core structure. Look at it. There's several other ways in your relationship with whatever. Take this principle and bring it down on the table, and then you see the patterns that is very, very resonating. So till we meet next week, where we have another knowledge you get, where we talk about another core idea. This is a very, very key concept. Don't think I'm not talking to business terms. This is something that has to be running under the layer of your head when you are thinking of things. Before you face your business, it has to run as a layer thing, as a core layer thing when you are thinking about anything. So till we meet next week, I remain Timibri, and this is Unscripted. Kindly subscribe. I want you to reach 200 subscribers today. We are already at 180 something. So thank you. See you next week.